It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for some people are just so fucking stupid.
I feel like that could be the long-term intro for the Greg Cherry show.
It really could. Like I know I do a different one every week, but that could really just be between that and the State of Jags podcast, which by the way, subscribe on Spotify and Amazon podcast. It could be the intro for that as well. Greg Cherry, Matty Laws, Big Baller G with you. And, it kind of piggybacks off of what we talked about last week about how social media in general sucks. It's not exactly the same topic, but
it involves the people of social media.
It does to a certain extent. It's in the same vein, really. It's just the fact that there are so many people out there that are just completely negative. They drag people down. They just, go after people constantly, and they don't offer anything of substance. Like I'm fine with like a post where you like make fun of somebody or you like poke at them or whatever, as long as there's a reason. Like if you're providing something like of entertainment value, if you're providing a service or something like that, if you're providing something positive to the world, then fine. It's understandable if you go like a little off track and you make fun of somebody. But if all you're doing is just dragging people down, what's the point in all of it, really?
Yeah, dude. We live in such a negative space now that it's hard to even find positivity. Like everything, everywhere that you turn, everywhere that you look, it's always either the negative shit that's getting pushed or the conversations that lead to more negative, innuendo.
And I don't understand. And like it's the news media too, which decides to report, because I feel like positivity is just so expected in this world that it doesn't get the attention that the negative stuff does. Because it's like, okay, well, if like, like somebody helps an old lady across the street, or somebody like donates to a charity, or like somebody does like they save a life or something, that doesn't get as much attention as this person's a piece of shit. This person said something racist. This person, committed some sort of crime. That dominates the news cycle for weeks. Nobody cares about the positive stuff, or it doesn't draw, or it's not a ratings thing. It's like, why? Like, I don't understand it.
I was gonna say crime draws. Like you say, negativity draws. Like people are more interested and care about the negative stuff because people can talk about it. But when something positive happens, it's there for like literally a minute, and then something else happens, and then they forget about that positive thing. So,
like I'll give a quick example. Yeah. Something that happened like in the YouTube space. Yeah. Did you guys hear what Tom Grossi did over the week? Do you guys know who Tom Grossi is?
I'm familiar with Tom Grossi. You brought him up a few times on the show. Yeah.
Well, and the reason I ask you guys if you know what he did this past week, in 6 days, him and his community raised $1,027,000 for children of fallen patriots. The fact that it's not out there, it's not being talked about, and it's only getting around due to word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's something that should be pushed a lot more, like even through like news outlets and media. Some dude on YouTube just raised $1,027,000 for kids that lost a parent in war. Yeah. But we're so much more focused about the negative shit that we're seeing and hearing.
We're so focused on what Elon Musk is doing to ruin the world. Like, why are we not focused on guys like Tom Grossi? Like, obviously, the Royal Raffle didn't raise $1 million. That would be awesome if that were ever.
But we raised money still too.
Yeah, we did. Like, granted, we are a much smaller enterprise than Tom Grossi and his people, but it's still the fact of the matter. Like, negativity and like terrible stuff, because everybody's got to have an opinion about the terrible stuff.
Yep.
Everybody has got to disagree somewhere. And again, this is why I say politics is a work, because it has driven such a wedge that everybody has to have a thought or an opinion on everything. Guess what? You don't need to comment on every single thing in life. You don't.
So I'm not trying to throw my mother-in-law under the bus, but the one night we went over last week, she had Fox News Channel on, and like everything that came on, she had something bad to say about it. Like, I was like, in my
why
head,
the fuck are you watching it?
Exactly. Like, I was in my head. I mean, I love my in-laws, but they're big, not big Trump supporters, but they, anyways, she was like the whole entire time we were there, even during dinner time, like she had it on, and like, can we just like mute this, because it was just so negative. Like I mean, I don't know. It's like you said, Greg. It's just negative.
I think myself, I've had Fox News on maybe once in the last 5 years.
I don't even watch the news in the house. Like,
I don't either.
Was it to watch Brodus Clay?
No, it was it was around like 7:30 or so, whatever it was on at the time.
For me, I think like it was one of the stations I tuned into during the election. My fun birthday party, yay! But I just don't understand why. Like, if you bore people with the news, then that means just they go outside and they find something to do because things are better. But you've got to like scare people, and you've got to like make them mad about something, because if they're mad about something, then they might be distracted from something else that's going on. Or like, my God, why is it such a priority to make everybody so miserable?
I don't know.
Maddie's gone. Maddie was so upset he left.
I was gonna say, don't you remember the simpler days when we didn't have cell phones and social media, and people went out and like did stuff? I mean, we still do that, but
right,
it's to the point now. I mean, I'm bad at it too. Like, people check their phones like every 5 minutes. They're on their phone ever.
I'm guilty of that, so I can't like disagree with that.
I am too, but like, I'm just saying, like, we've become so attached to our phones. I don't know. It's weird.
We have become attached to our phones, which is true. And to say we went out a lot, like during the days when there weren't cell phones and whatever. I mean, in the earlier days of the internet, like 20 years ago, instant messaging became a thing.
Yeah.
We got to still talk to people without having to use phones or whatever.
Yep.
And like, I kind of miss the era of the instant messaging, because like you could like figure out like who your friends were by who you were instant messaging, because you weren't just like instant messaging like random people you might possibly know. Like, you actually had to be friends with a person to message them back and forth. Like, hey, what's up? But yeah, it's become just absurdly toxic, and maybe it always has been, but like this day and age, it just seems so prominent that I wish I knew what we could do about it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we try to be a beacon for positivity on this show, on this brand, like with this show, with Jack of All Trades, which is I was hoping it would come back this month, but it didn't. With luck of the draw, if that does come back, I don't know. Like I want to bring something different. I want to provide entertainment. I want to provide happiness to escape the like horrifying, probably over dramatized situation of the world.
Yeah.
I personally don't believe that this world is as evil as it is presented. Perhaps I am naive. Perhaps I am just underestimating the level of shit-tastic people that are out there. But it's just completely wild to me that there is so much negativity and that people get away with it.
Yeah.
Like some of these people on social media get away with their negativity. I don't mean like they're not called out for it, because there are some people who get called out for it because it's all they do. But they don't suffer any sort of like long-term consequences. It's like, oh, your social media account is banned. Big deal. They'll just create another one. It's not like a foolproof, like, hey, you're banned from this platform forever. Like we got your like home address, your IP address, all that stuff. It's like that. There's no like people create burners all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop people from harassing others. And there are so many people, especially like all of us are part of wrestling social media in some form or another. We see some of this negativity on a consistent basis. And I, again, do not understand why they need to be like, what are these people preventing you from doing that you're just so angry?
Yeah.
And it's not even like for a lot of them, it's not even a preventing them from doing something. A lot of them, it's, oh, you like something I don't, I'm gonna shit on you for it, and I'm gonna bring my friends along with it. Like it's weird tribal like gang mentality whenever it comes to this shit. It seems
tribalism is dumb. Like here's the thing: in sports, I can understand it to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Because sports, you have
team loyalty and shit like that.
It's team loyalty to some degree. It's also like location loyalty or like hometown loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even a Broncos fan. Big G and I, both Steelers fans, grow up in Pennsylvania, live in Pennsylvania. That's one thing. Like there is a hardcore like hometown pride, I guess it were, with sports.
Yeah.
With stuff like wrestling and like any form of entertainment like that, or even politics. I'm going to throw politics into this. I think it is absurd how people just go after each other, especially because there are so many things in our lives that don't directly affect the way we live it. There are, in this world, there are, 8 billion people, 8 trillion people. I don't know. Like
I think over 8 billion or something like that. Yeah.
8 trillion sounds like a way too damn many. There's like 8 billion people on this planet. Do you think somebody in like freaking Baton Rouge, Louisiana is so pissed at us that they are going to outwardly ruin our lives? Do you think somebody in like Glasgow, Scotland is going to completely dismantle everything that we know and love?
No.
Somebody
unless
in
they
like,
have a bomb.
You know what I mean? Like, do you think somebody in like freaking, I don't know, Baghdad, Iraq is going to come specifically to our houses to personally like affect our life? There are so many people in this world that don't even know we exist.
Yeah.
Why are we giving them so much of our energy? And I might be guilty of it too. Like this is kind of therapeutic for me to get it out, to be like, hey, maybe I need to be better.
You, Jesse.
Certainly those people need to be better also. But am I making sense here, or am I just rambling?
I don't
No, you're making sense. You're making total sense.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
good.
because
go ahead, man.
go ahead, G.
No, like I said last week, when we were talking about it, like when I'm on social media and I just, especially on X, like I just like scroll through, I'm just like, people, it's all negative, and I'm just like, people hating on. We all know. I mean, we all know wrestling is fake,
Right.
and it's just. I mean, I do it, but like it's funny how people just get mad over something in wrestling and how negative it turns into.
Yep.
And the shit that it starts. And I'm just like, I mean, like I said last week, I'll post stuff from your brand, from the No DQ brand, from Jeff's brand, from JJ's brand, from WWE, like stuff I like, Steelers and stuff. And occasionally, like when a PLE's on there, I'll occasionally write something on there, what I liked, what I didn't like. But I'm not gonna shit on anybody and, say, wow. Now, when it comes to football, that's a different story. Like the Eagles and the Chiefs, I'll talk shit about them, but like I'm not gonna post. I mean, occasionally I'll post it on Facebook, But like when it's like the really negative stuff that people post out there, I'm just like, what do you guys like? Where do you guys find the time to do this? So
that's a very good way of putting it. Where do they have the time to do this? And the answer to that is they've got all the time to do it.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, anybody who posts this type of crap on social media, just this completely negative, hateful BS, actively goes and types it out, looks at it, says, okay, this is acceptable thing to say to another human being, hit that post button, and then just lets the lights roll in, man. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Now, granted, will I take shots at somebody that have been like actively terrible people for as long as I've seen them on social media? Yeah, because you need to be knocked down a peg. You don't need to come around with this cocky attitude. You don't need to talk like you're better than everybody. It's just completely unfathomable to be that type of human. It's like, oh, I'm playing a character. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody is like going to praise you for your character work on Twitter unless it is your job to do so.
And that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'm playing a character. It's a bit. You're playing a character behind a computer screen.
No.
You're doing a bit from your house.
Now, here's the difference. My love of Shane McMahon is a recurring bit. That is funny, and I like to pop people.
That's a bit? That's a bit? I thought you genuinely love that human being.
I do, but like the over-exaggeration of it is a bit.
Yeah.
Like me talking like Shane McMahon is like one of the greatest wrestlers in professional wrestling history. That's a little bit of a bit. Like, I obviously know there are better technical wrestlers in the world than Shane McMahon. I'm not an idiot.
He did win a tournament, though.
He is the best in the world. I'll give you that. But you get my point. It's like stuff like that. That is a bit. That is something, and that is entertaining, or at least I try to make it entertaining, or even cause a little bit of shit. Like, if somebody is actually genuinely mad that I enjoy Shane McMahon matches, let them be mad. Okay? It's not hurting anybody. But like, if I'm going after somebody directly, and like for no reason whatsoever, that's not a bit. That's just being an asshole.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah, same can go for me. Like with on the no DQ side, even on JJ's side, occasionally the whole me loving Jeff Jarrett when I really don't love Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, like again, that's a bit.
That's a bit. I'm not going to go after Aaron or JJ or whoever,
or Jeff Jarrett. You're not going to go after
I'm not going to, it's, I was there in person when he first debuted in AEW, and it's a running gimmick.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's another good example of bit versus being a shit. Matthew, Botchamania.
Yep.
He's been doing that for years, and he's been doing it respectfully. Not once has he done something disrespectfully or in a heinous manner on purpose.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got WWE / AEW botches on Twitter that do the exact opposite, and they just go out of their way to try to demean and damage the talent themselves.
Yep.
See, there's a big difference between that. Matthew of Botchamania's got respect for, the wrestlers and the craft. Those people are just being negative and hateful for the sake of it.
Yep. And it bothers me that like people like the latter get so many followers because again, the emotion and because there's so many people like that will pile on and be like, oh yeah, look at these AEW botches. Like, you need like a performance center or something. Shut the fuck up.
And I love botches. I love watching botch compilations.
Botches
They're
are fun.
hilarious.
If nobody gets hurt, botches are hilarious.
Which is why we still have yet to see Chris Bay's horrific injury.
Yeah.
Because, botches are funny, injuries are not.
No, injuries are not funny.
Again, another one that had never seen the light of day. I think a few people ever saw it. Darren Drozdov.
Yeah.
Whenever D'Lo Brown dropped the power bomb, it's one of those things. Botches can be funny. Injuries, absolutely not.
I again, like, it's stuff where like it's always funny until somebody gets hurt. Like that's a common thing.
And it's crazy because there's people dying to see that Chris Bay injury. Like there are people like somebody show a clip of it. No, like, someone almost lost their life in that instant.
Mm-hmm. They're probably the same people that are like, oh, show me an uncensored clip of like the mass transit incident so I can see him like getting a freaking blade shoved in his head and like bricks. It's I don't understand it. I don't understand what's wrong with people. And Daniel said it best. He said right before the show, negativity, more like toxicity. We need more positivity. That's why, like, when you see this, sure, there's money involved, but we are here to entertain. We are here to provide a positive outlet, unlike so many other negative outlets out there. I'm not saying that like every single like thing in media or thing in like accounts on social media, all of them are negative. But there's so many out there that they seem to overpower the genuinely entertaining, the genuinely fun, the genuinely positive people. And it's just ridiculous. Like, why do people crave that much misery in life? I couldn't do it.
Shit, I get enough of that on Twitter.
Exactly. Like, why do people seek out being so angry or being just so upset with something?
G, you're muted.
Still muted.
Uh-oh. Did he unplug his headset?
Okay, there. Can you guys hear me now? Okay,
Yep.
I hit a button on my microphone.
Okay.
No, what I was gonna say was I think the reason why people watch so much negativity or talk so much shit, bad stuff, is because their lives are so horrible. You know, I don't like. You know what I mean, though. Like their lives are shitty, so they want to go out and try to make other people's lives shitty. If you think about it,
and like from like a standpoint of being upset or being frustrated with how your life's going, I can understand. I don't understand bringing people down with you. I understand like being angry, being frustrated, and whatnot. obviously it doesn't work on social media because social media is just a bunch of parasites looking to capitalize and like make you even more miserable than you already are. So I think I've learned my lesson that if I'm going to reach out to anybody to like make myself feel better, it's not going to be on social media because there's very little, if any, help there.
Yeah.
No matter like how much people care about you or whatever, it's just so everything gets lost.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. Daniel also says they want to make others' lives hell like them. You said it, Big Kid. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes misery loves company. Another popular phrase.
Mhm.
Because they don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring people down with them so they can suffer so that they can be together and maybe, I don't know if they want to
Suffer together.
They either suffer together and try and raise themselves up or they just, live in the pit. I don't know. Whatever the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think. You can also spin the wheel and turn this into a very positive episode.
Yeah, I was about to say you can make us do jumping jacks. Hell, maybe make Greg do an entrance. $10. Do a wheel spin.
$10. Yep, you guys missed that line at half price spins the other week.
Yeah, what did I make you do? Kofi Kingston's entrance, and we had to do.
We had to do squats, I think. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Not a ton though. Like I think we only had to do 20. So it wasn't
No, because you decided to be generous to us. What was it last year? Whenever you updated the wheel.
Yeah. So I had at one point 200 jumping jacks,
I remember that. Yeah.
and at one point I think I made it 100 through. I was like, "Fuck this noise."
Yeah, dude. What was it? It was like a month consecutive where we had nothing but workouts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Which granted, I did get in a little bit better shape because of that, but listen, I refilled my water before the show started, so I'd be fine if you guys wanted to donate something.
Well, what do we have positive to talk about? The first half of this show is negative.
Yeah, I was going to throw in something else negative and kind of sad. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the actress Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Buffy the
Yeah.
Vampire Slayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
30,
she passed
39.
39. Yeah.
39. I
So
heard
I-
I heard on the radio coming home that she recently had like a liver transplant, so it could have been something done with that, but they're not 100% sure yet. But
Yeah,
apparently
the
her mother
COD
found
hasn't
her
come out
this
yet.
morning. Her mother found her in her apartment in New York like at 8 a.m. this morning. I was like,
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Like
So,
39
so like make sure you like tell your loved ones that you love them every single day because you don't know when your time is up.
And let me tell you, as somebody who is staring 39 in the face later this year, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. When Bray went, he was what, 36?
Yeah, Bray,
36, my age.
yeah,
My age.
Bray is younger than me. Like that's also terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went, like, these people in their 30s dropping, like, all right, if it was her body rejected her liver that just got transplanted, that's
Then
that's one thing. That's nothing that could have been prevented. But
Yeah.
still, like, what the hell, man? People being that young and just dropping is not okay.
Yeah.
Daniel saying, I will be entertained if somebody donates $200 to Greg Cherry so I can be entertained. Find some rich friends.
$200 would be 20 wheel spins.
It would be 20 wheel spins, and we would do them all. Like we wouldn't finish this show until we did them all.
There you go.
So I'll tell you what. Find somebody who's a rich friend. Tell them to get on this stream and donate, and we will fulfill your entertainment, Daniel.
There you go.
I was about to say we got 30 minutes left in the show. If someone donates $200, 20 wheel spins could potentially push us
I
another.
feel like if somebody donates $200, I feel like if somebody donates $200 before the end of the show, we need to do something special.
Well, first off, they would have to come onto the show because we would have to ask them what the fuck is their problem from donating $200.
Hey, I'm not going to question shit.
I'll question it.
I won't. But yeah, if somebody donated $200, realistically, on any single episode of this show, first of all,
We have to do something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know whether it's like something ridiculous, like something over the top, like what, like.
Do you need me to
Almost-
take 10 lashes like Wardlow and Cody?
I mean, you got to take a bump on the thumbtacks, or like what's going to happen?
Do you want me to do the Mick Foley and take a pedigree into him? Like what do you
No,
want?
because, here's the thing. That spot terrified me because I was like, dude, what if one of those goes in his eye?
Dude,
Oh,
Hunter did
right.
not let go of those arms until the very last second either.
Yeah.
So much could have went wrong there.
Yeah.
Big time.
What did he say? Like there was a thumbtack that was what 2 inches away from piercing his eyeball or something like that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that makes me cringe more than anything, it's like anything that affects the eyes. Ugh.
The good thing you're not a big horror movie guy.
I'm not. No, I'm absolutely not.
I would
So
say-
I've recently heard about like I guess body horror is having a new resurgence. Like body horror is having some great movies recently.
What the hell was that?
Basically the shit like that. Like your body just starts like disfiguring and stuff like that, and you hear bones breaking and skin moving, and
Who enjoys that?
it's the only thing that really messes with my stomach. So
like Terrifier that came out. Oh my god.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Like,
Yeah. I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm
Here's the
like
thing.
I'll sit and watch that shit. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's the sounds. Like it's the sounds of like bones breaking and flesh ripping. That's the
Yeah,
thing that
it's
messes with me.
yeah. Fuck you, Foley artists. But here's the thing. Like horror is not for me. It's not a thing of being scared. It's a thing of how my mind works. It fucks with me so much.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I can't do it. Like
Yeah.
it would put me in like a dark space. I avoid it. Like
You
Like-
don't want to go there.
so for context, there was like something on YouTube that I found that was like one of the old Sonic the Hedgehog games, but somebody made it like friggin' satanic.
Oh,
It's like-
you're talking
Okay.
Sonic.exe. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't watch them because it's like it fucks with me. It fucks with my childhood. I can't do it. It's like I just can't.
Greg, don't watch the Human Centipede.
I have no intention of doing that.
Oh, Greg, you were talking about eye shit. Have you ever watched a Serbian film?
No.
I highly, highly recommend that you stay as far away from that film as you possibly
Let me
can.
tell you what. There was something in one of the Marvel movies where somebody like one of the villains like took one of the guy's eyes to like scan for the thing and that like
Oh yeah.
that,
I know what
like
you're talking
that
about.
wasn't like visualized like on screen. To a certain extent it was, but it wasn't like graphically on screen. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fucked with me.
Oh jeez.
Like I can't do stuff like that because it's like it's so vile and evil. Like I just can't.
What are your favorite types of movies, Greg?
I'm a bitch. Like I like action movies.
Oh, it was the first Avengers, Daniel says, that
Yeah.
happened.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I thought it was like one of the.
I was trying to remember because like that sounded like a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like low key or somebody who did that, but like I figured it was one of the Avengers movies. But like comedies, I like action movies. Thrillers that don't have like gore in them, like psychological thrillers and stuff like that. Those aren't bad.
Did you like
Um,
Sin City?
Never seen it. But here's the thing: I'm also not a movie guy in general.
Understandable. You know I'm not. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV.
No.
Whenever
Right.
you had Ella on and she was talking about the reality TV shows, I was like,
But the thing is, like, I've watched reality TV, so I understood what she was talking about. But, like, Jen and I got back into Big Brother this past season after not having watched it for like 5 or 6 years. So, like, I felt like since Ella is a big reality TV show person, I would want to talk about that with her. I thought it was a great conversation. But like, for me, watching stuff is like wrestling, game shows, sports, obviously,
Yeah.
sitcom stuff like that. Stuff that is entertaining, like genuinely, and just puts me in a state of like,
Yeah.
I enjoy watching this.
now
Shit,
I
you
don't,
should-
Isn't always, which isn't always the case with sports, but I digress.
Yeah.
I don't know how this slipped past me for most of this show. Both of you guys are Steelers fans.
Yes.
The current rumor going round the mill is that you guys are the number one people in the sweepstakes for the Matthew Stafford run.
I think they shot that down. I'm pretty sure.
It got shot down?
Yeah,
think so.
from everything I've seen with like the Pittsburgh media, I'm pretty sure the Stafford deal got shut down because Stafford's asking for like $50 million a year, which is
Oh dear
Yeah.
God!
absolutely absurd. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
From a
I know you
from
want a Super
season
Bowl
that
with
they
the
went
Rams.
from league minimum for quarterbacks.
I-
To
I-
that? No.
And it's like, yeah, you won a Super Bowl with the Rams, but holy shit, dude! Like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you guys going?
I'm fine with that. I've heard. Here's the thing. After last off season of listing to, oh, this person's going to the Steelers. Oh, this person's going to the Steelers. Oh, this person's going to the Steelers, and then none of them did.
No,
like, I don't-
yeah.
It's like I
The
can't get
latest-
excited about any of them.
The latest the latest news that I heard or saw with the Steelers with quarterback
horror.
was that they were looking to sign either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, not both.
I do
but
remember
just
hearing
one.
that. I do remember hearing that.
And I
and
did
that
see
was
stuff. I
a
did
big
see
deal.
stuff about the Matthew Stafford stuff, but I was like, I think they were Matthew, like Greg just said, they were Matt Stafford was asking way too much for the Steelers.
You're
Well,
asking way too much for anybody in the NFL.
Anybody, yeah.
Oh yeah, for a quarterback that's been in the league for how many years? Stafford's been around since 2011, earlier.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
No, he was earlier because I believe 2008 was the year that they went 0-16. Yeah, so 2009 would have been the year that he got drafted, I believe.
yeah. So he's been in the league for a long time.
Oh yeah,
And there's, oh yeah,
but $50 million for potentially a 1-year rental is absurd.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially if you don't have the team built around him.
No,
Like,
no.
you know how much of a salary cap hit that's going to take for an entire team?
yeah.
It's not happening. Like, I understand you want to get paid. You want to get paid, quote unquote, what you're worth. I think you guys' salaries are absurd anyway, but at least
Right?
think of your team when you're doing that.
Yeah.
If unless they're like throwing a whole shitload of it into like signing bonuses or something or guaranteed money, I don't know what they're doing. But $50 million for a year,
for
Fuck off.
for the very most potential 1-year rental. Like, there's no way he's playing a 2-year contract anywhere.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
also heard rumors of Sam Darnold coming to Pittsburgh. I don't want to see
He's
that.
He's going to LA. He's going back to being a California kid. I think he's going to be the Rams quarterback.
I heard rumblings about Aaron Rodgers too. Not rumblings, but like they were like people put stuff out there.
There
I've
is
heard
Rodgers
that
good
free agent
too.
QBs right now.
I've heard that too. I feel like there's more to the Aaron Rodgers rumors than just speculation. That's just my opinion. I don't have any excitement over Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh. And like maybe 6 years ago, like at the
Yeah.
tail, like when Ben went down,
Yeah,
been fine with it, but not now. Like Aaron
We
Rodgers
just, we just need to draft a rookie quarterback and like sign Fields.
I would say sign Fields and wait out till next year and see if you can't get one of the quarterbacks coming into the next year's draft.
sign Fields and get some skill players for the love of God.
You guys have a first round draft pick this year. Go snag a wide receiver or something.
Snag a
You guys
wide
need-
receiver in the first 4 rounds. Like, I don't care. Like, get Pickens, if you're keeping him, some freaking help.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you guys are keeping Pickens.
I've seen stories that they want to try and keep Pickens, which I don't know.
So here's the thing. I feel like Russell Wilson saved his season in Pittsburgh last year because that moon ball was the damn near only thing Pickens was catching.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like
Speaking of wild rumors, have you guys heard about the one circulating around my team?
What's that?
What's that?
Big Rob Gronkowski might be considering coming out of retirement.
I've seen that thrown out as well. Like I've seen,
And
Sean
Sean Payton apparently has been in close talks with him since he's retired.
Oh my god!
So,
Stay fucking retired, dude. Do your
No,
damn USAA
you
commercials.
stay quiet. I need a tight end. I will take Gronkowski for a year.
take one in the draft. You don't need Gronkowski, who's been out of the league for what,
Look,
2-3 years?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what we're gonna go with at pick 20. I don't know if we're gonna go for a running back. I don't know if we're gonna go for a tight end.
we
Signs are
definitely
pointing
need a
towards
running back.
signs are pointing towards a tight end, but if he's still up there, I want to go after like an Ashton Janty. Maybe what's that kid out of Ole Miss? Scatabo? Cam Scatabo or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the draft stuff. I figure we'll look at that come April.
Yeah, I was about to say this week starts the combine. So
Yeah.
about to find out if we've got any insane like raw talent kids or not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide, obviously not this year, but if I want to attend a night of the draft next year.
Is it in
Oh,
Pittsburgh?
yeah.
It's in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
I was
I-
thinking that too. That'd be awesome.
Fuck it. Go for it. You never know who you could bump into and have a conversation with.
I mean, that's fair.
Like there's going to be the big names of the NFL there, not just like of modern era, but you're going to be able to maybe bump into a couple legends. And
Yeah.
being in Pittsburgh, that could list James Harrison, Hines Ward, James Ferrier, Troy Polamalu,
Antonio Brown. Okay.
He won't remember shit.
Right. If we can get that Greg is hashtag CTESPN, that would be hilarious.
Also, McAfee will more than likely be
Pat
there.
McAfee's definitely going to be there. He's the
Him and
industry.
his crew, yeah. So they'll probably
They're
just set
actually-
a shop in Pittsburgh.
They're at their whole next like week is going to be at the combine. So
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in catching some combine shit, go tune into the Pat McAfee show for the next couple of days.
I
don't
wonder if they're just doing like their show normally, or if they're actually watching some of the athletes and doing commentary on. what
I'm
they're
wondering,
doing.
they'll probably be doing it from the McAfee suite, the one that's already in the Colts Stadium, because they're at Lucas Oil. So they
Is that where
might
the
be
combine is
watching it.
every year.
For the most part, I feel like
I think
the year after COVID, like the year after they didn't do the combine, they did it in like Cali or Arizona or something. I feel like they did it somewhere else the other year.
Probably somewhere that's warm or indoors would be my guess.
But yeah, it's usually in Indy because Lucas Oil is a massive fucking facility.
Think so.
I don't know, dude. I just hope that Denver does well in the draft this year. We did really well in the draft last year, so I just hope that continues this year.
I just want to win a playoff game, dude.
Oh, you and me both, buddy. I wasn't supposed to be there to begin with.
You and me. Yep.
Geez, like that makes 3 of us.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns have won a playoff game more recently, and that was against us. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
And that was
Yeah.
with Baker Mayfield, wasn't it?
That was with Baker Mayfield, and
Yeah.
it was so bad because Pittsburgh put up 37 points and still lost the damn game. Granted, the first quarter was abysmal, but
Yeah.
if you only count the second, third, and fourth quarters, the Steelers won. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But when you go down 28-0, I mean, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
Dude, it's rough to come back from that regardless.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any? I'm moving away from football because I don't want to hear about football right now. I'm done with football. Do you guys have any quick thoughts about the Chamber this weekend?
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
God damn it.
So I would like to see either Bianca Belair win or Roxanne Perez win the women's
Okay.
chamber.
I want Roxy.
There's a
That's
part
be
of me,
nice.
I feel like whoever wins the men's chamber, I don't know why they're doing the segment with Cody and The Rock, because The Rock's going to team up with whoever wins the men's chamber. And
Yeah.
there is a part of me that wants it to be Cena. Like, can you imagine like a WrestleMania 17 moment with John Cena?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could see it, man. I see Cena winning the chamber because we're getting so close to Mania that
It's either him or Punk, honestly.
yeah.
Like,
but
I don't think Seth's winning. Logan Paul.
Punk is
Logan
going
Paul
to
winning
have
would be
his
good.
match. Punk is going to have his match, I think, night 1 of Mania. I think he closes out night 1 of Mania.
Possibly.
Just so that way Hunter can look him dead in the eyes and go, I gave you your main event, shut the fuck up.
Which, granted, he would get it, but it's also the WWE Championship. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, what would main event over Cody on night 2? Because it's not going to be. It's not going to be
Nothing's
big
main
either.
eventing. No.
No.
Nothing's main eventing over Cody on night 2. I
Here,
don't
this is
think.
what I
Yeah. So
think is gonna happen if, like, fantasy booking wise. So I think Cena's gonna win and face Cody. Somehow Reigns is gonna call Rollins in the chamber to set up them two for a main event, but then Punk is gonna call in his favor.
That's what the night
Heyman
1 main
to
event
be in
is.
the main event.
That's what the night 1 main event is.
He's gonna call in
Or-
his favor to be in the main event.
or he cashes in his favor and is added to the WWE title match. So that way we don't know
Yeah.
if it's Cena or Punk on Rock's side. That way
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's true.
okay, which
Okay.
one of them is going to turn heel here?
Yeah,
And obviously, I
and
feel
you
like
can still
Punk
have
would make
Rollins
more
and
sense.
Reigns.
Yeah, you can do Rollins and Reigns, but as a one-on-one.
Yeah, because I don't think Rock's wrestling at all. He'll show up at Mania, but I don't think Rock's wrestling
No,
this year at Mania.
I don't think so either.
So I know people are gonna shit on it, and I mean, the Rock's the Rock. He's gonna show up, and people are gonna cheer him no matter what, or boo him no matter what. But
He's going to get that live pop. It's inevitable.
yeah,
And he's going to draw eyes because it's The Rock. But no, I think you brought up a great point. Yeah, I think that night 1 main event is probably going to be a triple threat, Punk, Roman, and Rollins. And if it's for the title, it's for the title. But they would have to get it off of Gunther before then.
I think Jay and Gunther are gonna open night 1.
I can see them opening, yeah.
I can see, yeah. But I mean, we still got like 2 months, so 2 months from Mania, a month and a half, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
And something
Yeah.
else that drives me nuts, though, is, and I've brought this up on the show before, is the finality that wrestling fans have. Like, once something is booked, they immediately question. It's like, they don't wait to see what's going to happen. They're like, oh, this happened. Everything is ruined. How could you not do this? How could you not do this? It's like the show, like, it's not the end of a movie that you're not going to see what happens for another 5 years. There's literally weekly episodic TV.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, man.
Also, card subject to change.
Like,
Yeah.
so what if Liv and Raquel won the tag team titles? That doesn't mean Bianca and Naomi are leaving the company.
Right.
Bianca and Rhea may very well happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means for Naomi, but you know,
It might mean that we might get Naomi and Jade because that still might be the storyline there.
it could be.
It could be. You know.
If Jade's back in time, we don't know
Yeah.
what her status is.
Yeah, we still have a month and a half, about a month and a half, a little over.
Yeah.
Almost 2 full months because it's the 19th of
420.
Yeah. Night one is on my birthday, so that'll
There you
be. If Jey Uso wins a world title, I'll be happy, man. I'll die. I'll die in peace. No.
And he yeeted himself into oblivion.
Hey, might as
I'm just
Yeah.
hoping that somewhere along the line, like I'm hoping this is an enjoyable WrestleMania. I thought WrestleMania 40 was great between the two nights. I thought Night 2's main event is probably a top 5 main event all time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased because I was there for both nights. It was like,
You're freezing your ass off.
oh my god, dude! Night one, me and my wife, we were sitting up in the 300s. I want to say up in the very tippy top.
Yeah.
And that wind chill, man, was like nothing I ever. We were just. I'm just sitting back there, just like, and think. I think I had something to drink before the show started and went to the bathroom. I don't think I got up the whole entire show. I did not want to move.
You were like, once that breeze hits me, it's game over.
Yeah, and then but night 2 we sat with my buddies on the other side, like the 200s, 100, like 200s. I want to say, so it was a better view and it wasn't as cold. So, but. That was a night. Those were 2 nights not to forget, I should say.
Yeah, I have a much different stadium experience this year, being at SummerSlam and sitting right where the freaking sun was beating down on us.
Oh my god!
Wearing black t-shirts because I'm a genius.
Guys, I have some interesting news to tie back to our initial topic from this show.
Oh boy.
Jeez. Okay.
Very well-known wrestling internet grifter Ryback said that he is no longer bitter with the WWE and that he is open to return
I saw that.
Only if The Rock calls him personally and asks him to return.
Oh, fuck off, Ryback. Fuck off. Like, all the shit that he puts out negativity about the WWE. Fuck off, Ryback. You can go feed yourself some more. Feed your ego.
My buddy.
Oh my god! I did see that earlier. I saw that earlier, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Listen, I'm making an announcement on this show. I will be returning to WWE if Dwayne The Rock Johnson gives me a call personally, because I feel like there's more of a chance of that happening. Dwayne, I'll shoot you my deeps in a DM. Give me a call and let me know.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's get Greg to Vegas.
Yeah. Get me to Vegas. I will help.
Oh,
The Rock. I will
Ryback's
sell
in
my
Vegas.
soul to The Rock. No.
My buddy.
Dude, I think
Sugar
anybody,
responded.
any one of us would sell our soul to The Rock if we could just be in that WWE ring and for like one day.
Figure of speech. But
My buddy Suge said, "I need his plugs number."
anyone ever see that freaking post of Ryback making out with Shrek? Anybody ever see that?
Oh yeah.
I think I might have, yeah.
That just pretty much sums up.
Ryback has been something since he's been out of the.
Do you really
WWE.
think that CM Punk would want Ryback in the WWE anywhere close to him? He'd be like, "There's no way I'm working that motherfucker."
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Of course, Ryback would be like, "I'm no longer bitter. Let me back in the WWE."
Punk will be like, "I am absolutely not working him. Like, I will toss myself over the top rope in any Rumble just to not work with him."
Look, I am in my 40s. I will literally take a jumping back bump over the top rope straight to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No, thank you.
Nobody in the world is clamoring for a Ryback return.
No.
Like there are probably more people clamoring for a Darren Young return than somebody else in the Nexus. It's just not. No, nobody. There is no desire. Let me tell you this. I went to an indie show in 2017 that Ryback was working. I left before his match. His match was the main event. I was like, I'm good.
How was the rest of the show?
The rest of the show was great. I just didn't want to see Ryback in the main event.
You're like, no, I don't feel like seeing some indie kid getting hurt for no reason.
Yep. So there you go. A few plugs. Obviously, if you're watching the show, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, subscribe to the Greg Cherry brand. Tell people about this show. This show is unlike any other like wrestling discussion show or any discussion show at all. We do a whole bunch of ridiculous stuff. And while you're on the Greg Cherry brand YouTube, go check out Jack of All Trades. We got quite a few great episodes. We got our episode with Maven that's 3 hours long. Lots of entertainment throughout. Lots of entertainment throughout that. We got episodes of Luck at the Draw. We've got Wrestling Trivia Challenge, old episodes of that. You got my Rumble countdown. There's a lot on this channel. So if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a game show fan, whatever, come on over. The water's fine. Yes, I splashed it. So that's all I got to say. It's 2 minutes early, but I think we'll end the show there. So check out all the stuff. Oh yeah, the State of Jags podcast, which my buddy Chris and I have started doing, where we just completely mock our supposed quote unquote Jags of the week. And let me tell you, we started out with a couple doozies, and episode 3 is going to be no different when it drops next weekend.
Oh, jeez.
I'll have to tune into that. I gave you guys a follow on the X, but I need to tune in because always
same
interested in supporting you.
Yeah. So it's completely different than any show you see on the brand. We don't talk a lot of wrestling. We don't talk a lot of sports. We talk about how shit some people are. And our first 2 episodes are Elon Musk and Kanye West. So
Ooh.
when I tell you that episode 3 may top both of them, that's saying something.
Are you guys doing Hogan?
No. Somebody probably, maybe worse, actually.
Okay. I'll
So
have to give it a listen.
stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching the Greg Cherry Show. For Big Baller G, for Matty Laws, I'm Greg Cherry. We will see you next week. Don't be a jag. And we'll see you next week on the Greg Cherry Show.
Bye.
End the stream.